It's wrong, but you can help me understand where I'm wrong, and by you helping me understand where I'm wrong, and where I might have it right, or where other people have got it wrong with social media, the intention is to stand over here and then just draw some dirty great lists of what winds you up about the whole thing of social media. Then maybe we can look to group it together a little bit and then say, well, who do we address this with? Do we have to do it ourselves? Do we have to talk to other people about it? So things that piss you off could actually spur us to doing a few good things. And then, I mean, here in this organisation Brisbane thing, we could go and talk to really big people and see what they say. And maybe they'd supply our bit. Anyway, so social media sucks because it doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. Let me illustrate why it doesn't work. Where doesn't it work? Can we see this diagram? This guy, in February '08, drew a mind map of how his social media works. What talks to what, where he keeps information, how he has to take information from one thing to another thing and then put it back into another thing, take it from that other thing and put it into another thing, and then take the information round and again, and can he be bothered to keep all this huge great engine as horrible panjan drum rolling along the road? I mean, it's a bone crusher really, isn't it? Yeah? Now other people might not have quite such a complicated life, but sometimes mine feels like that, and I don't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about social media. I didn't have any social media relationship at all, except for maybe Wikipedia and LinkedIn. I started everything October, back end of October last year. So I've only been doing this for kind of 3 months. I don't know anything, seriously. I really don't, and that's why it doesn't work. So, this was in February '08, so just imagine how complex it is now in February 10, yeah? 2 years have elapsed. It's got more complicated. Which people aren't helping make it work? First of all, there's the commercial agenda with most social media. And what they're talking about there is the attention economy. Now, this is one particular person's reading of it, okay? This is an analysis, and the analysis is wrong, but it gives us a model we can play with. It says that consumer attention is brought to the attention marketplace, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, and services are delivered into the attention marketplace by organisations, okay? So there's a commercial agenda. They want to make money out of this. They want a business. They want to drive things forward. And then there's the technology screw-up, yeah? Proprietary silos of data, platforms and functionality, okay? And effectively what that says is that if you need to be able to do this and that, then you need some sort of aggregator, and then an aggregator feels that they have power in the marketplace because they'll be how everything is filtered through, and they'll have knowledge there. A little information I'll come to in a second is that why should you care about this? There's a very long quote there, I'll read it out. It's a really interesting thing. A youth social network researcher, Dana Boyd, has observed that many people presume the way they use social networks is the way that everybody uses them. I interviewed gay men and found out though they thought only gay men used Friendster. It was a gay dating site because there were all other gay men, she says. I interviewed teens who believed that everyone on MySpace was Christian because all the profiles they saw contained biblical quotes. We all live on our own worlds with people who share our values, and with network media it's often hard to see beyond that. I thought that was quite interesting. This here, it's just out there on the web. How to harvest Facebook profiles. You don't even have to log on to Facebook, okay? All you need is a little bit of injection and you can just rip people's profiles, the secret bit of your profile too, straight from Facebook, yeah? It can be done, it's all there. Buzz, I was totally personally offended 2 days ago when it started signing me up to something and I didn't like it. And then there's this thing, okay, that says Googling security, how much does Google know about you? That's not just Google, that's Facebook, that's MySpace, that's LinkedIn, that's whoever and everyone, yeah? Okay, so it's all out there. Why do we care? Because it seems a little bit dystopian, really, a bit scary. What about the future? Maybe it's going to get better. Mashup integrators, the men, let's call them men, because they usually are men, the white coats, they will save us. Facebook wants to be your one true login. You're going to have a Facebook login that is going to be the same one that can be used for AOL and this and that. Yeah, right. But they've got to buy tin and they've got to develop software, okay? To do that, they need some cash. And they get that cash from targeted adverts or subscriptions and pre-revenue generation, and none of these organisations are actually generating revenue at the moment. They're all still in the hole that they've created through the investment to build their platforms. All of them have investors, and their investors covered hockey stick returns. Okay? So, social media does suck. It sucks how? Because there's too many repositories and networks. Which people aren't helping? Those trying to commercialise the informal communications and the technologists who don't play together nicely. Why do we care? Because those nebulous fears may be coming true. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm a personal believer in the fuck-up theory of why things go wrong. But, what about the future? More from the men in white coats. Great. So,
would you say that we're in white coats?
Possibly not, and I have to twist and bend my mind about what about the social organisations? Why doesn't it really matter that social media sucks? First of all, people are smart. In general, social media tools, software and groups of people, they're a spade to get something done. If you have a burning desire to write and you want to get people reading your writing, you can do that through social media. Also, people don't care. Social media risks are like crossing the road. I mean, you wouldn't push a child out in the traffic before stepping out yourself, would you? It's a risk that we don't believe. But just remember, when we step off the pavement with a child, what we're doing is we're actually pushing the pram out into the road first. Maybe something for us to consider. So, the discussion will aim to collect any views on why social media sucks. Anything. Product, service, anything to do with it. Then, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take what the problems are that you personally have. I'd like to group them into who could be addressed with this problem. Whose doorstep could we take it to? Yeah? And then potentially, we could even start a conversation between Brism and these folk. Us.